here again, my friend. We got some great guests on. One's a little shy, the other one has a nice smile. And then my friend Dave. So, ready, Dave?
Yeah.
Happy days are here again. There we go. I have a lot of fun on the show, Jack. So
That is the worst theme music I've heard in the last 5 minutes.
Hey, see that?
Well, yeah, but it might have been the worst theme music, but was the most fun theme music.
That's right.
Absolutely.
If one doesn't have fun, then you know what? No. I'm going to have you introduce yourself, and you as well.
Perfect. Good afternoon. I'm Matt Mayberry. I'm the new executive director of the New Hampshire Home Builders Association.
And I'm Jack Landry, and I work for Matt at the New Hampshire Home Builders Association doing their communications.
When you talk about that, does that mean you post up the ads and all this other stuff? And that's fine like that. They can hear it.
Okay.
Can you hear him okay out there?
All's good.
Okay. Because they make me push it back. But so you're like their PR man?
Yeah, I do all of the PR. I send out a bunch of emails. I've been doing a lot of stuff on the website, social media, all that type of stuff.
You enjoy the challenge?
Yeah, it's fun. It's different than what I've done before, so it's nice to be doing something new.
That's good because this is only the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do a reading because I'm going to respect that, okay? Okay, because I have to. If you change your mind, that's fine. I will just say this is only the beginning of a good career for you because you have a lot of inquisitive mind, shall we say.
Sure.
If you can't find the answer, you're going to search for it until you do find it.
Mm-hmm.
No stone is left unturned until you find it all. Does that make sense?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then Matt, the former candidate for Congress, and I'm praying that he'll run again when he's ready.
When God has the path lightened up, but right now I'm spending a lot of time helping out the home builders and that's why Jack came on board because we know right now the cost of lumber has gone up 300%. The average home has gone up $36,000 to build new. Because as your viewers know and you folks know, those prices hurt the first-time home buyer. They don't hurt the millionaire. They don't hurt the folks who are on their fourth or fifth home. It's those, firefighters, cops, nurses that make $42,000 a year. That's the entry level. That's who qualifies for the affordable housing we have right now. It's sad that Jack did a bunch of research and he can talk more about it in depth, but it's one where those folks that we rely on to protect us can't afford to live in the towns that they're working in, and that's wrong.
And that's pretty sad, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, that's like we had Ross Terrell, who's a very good friend of mine.
Of course.
And we were talking about education here in Manchester, and that's really gone to hell.
Mm-hmm.
They need to find ways to improve it. Not just, you and I are smart. We're pretty genius, even though we may not look at or act. No, I'm only kidding there, but, but you're also, Jack, right?
Yep.
If I don't remember your name, I apologize.
That's fine, don't
You're
worry.
also an observer. You sit back quietly and observe a lot of things, and you just smile. So people are never going to know unless they want your opinion. Because one thing about you is you're a very honest person.
Sure.
Okay, and when the work that you have, trust me, company's gonna. Now, is this a volunteer basis or is it like what you're doing? You get salaried, both of you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. There is something people do get paid for.
There is, yeah.
Absolutely, get paid for it because the men and women who are part of the Home Builders Association, they work really hard. They have high expectations because they have high expectations of themselves. People who would join our association, they're a couple steps ahead of the competition because they've done this for a while, they believe in good quality work, they're willing to put their name and reputation on the line. So when they brought Jack and myself on board, because we have two very different skill sets, they set the bar pretty high of what they're expecting, and it's our job to exceed that every day.
And you can do it. And
We
the
both
reason-
can.
Yeah, and then both of you, because you're willing to do it. You're willing to say, I can do this. You don't take no for an answer. But you're also not afraid to buck the system, so to speak. If you don't agree with something, that you can be very outspoken about it. But in a way, that is nice.
Well, and there's a woman who's worked there for 20 years. Her name is Sharon Wayman, and she isn't feeling well today, but she's the cornerstone of this. She's been there. She knows the ins and outs, and so she kind of keeps, as Jack takes the communication to a whole new level, and I do some other thing organizationally, she's that cornerstone, that rock that keeps us secure, and also keeps us grounded, and that we tried that, guys, didn't work.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Someone like me, I don't have a clue. What is the role of the New Hampshire Builders Association? What's its purpose?
Absolutely. Want to take it, or shall I?
You can answer that one.
No, your job. What is your job?
He's the communication guy.
Well,
The
we'll get
role-
him next.
The role of the New Hampshire Home Builders is to provide networking opportunities for our members to interact with each other, suppliers, other developers, but it's also to look at legislation, to work collaboratively on zoning issues, planning issues, legislation that may come up and come forward. So we're their advocate in Concord, because what happens, Dave, is it comes from Concord to the builder, but you know who actually ends up paying for it? That first-time buyer. So we're the champion in the home building system.
All right.
And it's also, to talk about licensing and regulations, codes, because right now there are two sets of codes that people build under. Is a fire and safety, life safety code. Then there's the IRC, which is the International Residential Code. Sometimes they're in conflict. We help navigate those stormy waters and get them going. And plus, they're working 60, 78 hours a week. They don't have time to track legislation. We do.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
that is.
So you're like the middleman in between the company and the state reps or the state
Correct,
senators.
yeah.
Okay. And,
Like an anchor.
right, yeah.
Everybody comes together through these guys.
Yep,
but you enjoy it
very much.
because it's a new challenge for you.
It's a great new challenge. No 2 days are the same. I think Jack can attest that there's no 2 hours are the same.
That is very, very, very accurate.
Wouldn't it be boring if it was so? So
Yeah.
if they want to get a hold of you, I'm going with Jack on, how do they get a hold of you?
I'd probably say the best. Wait, when you say who, do you mean?
Yeah, they want to find out more about what you guys are doing and how you can help them.
Yeah.
How would they reach you?
Probably the best way to reach the association at any time is there's if you go to our website, it's just nhhba.com. There's a contact thing, but then my email is also open at all times. It's the same thing as jlandry@nhhba.com. If anyone wants information, I'll talk to them about whatever
Well, if I
they
put
need to
that,
know.
anybody wants information, they might want some really personal thing. No,
And also, thanks to Jack and his leadership, we have a really strong and robust social media. So they can find us on Facebook, on Twitter. We're getting there on Instagram. I mean, those are going by leaps and bounds. But also, it's things like this because, off camera, gentlemen, we were talking about you're an opinion leader. You're an opinion shaper. And it's coming on shows like this and talking to you folks at home about what we do, what we have coming up. Like we have a virtual job fair coming up. We have a home show coming up that's going to have 5,000 people at it. It's leaders like you who allow us to come on and talk about the good works of our builders. And so
I'm excited when I hear stuff like prosperity, progress, like that. I get excited about it because that's what my show is supposed to be all about. That's why I call it North Community Corner. I've had so many different names under here, and but I like it because you are actually helping the people, and you're building contractors as well, right? You work with the building.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
And it's that positive energy that comes out. It resonates. It makes a difference.
Isn't
It does make a
Now, do you help them? Like, Jack, or what do you? If I'm looking to be a first house, I'm too old to buy a house anyway. You know, I'm like 110. You know, but
You won Powerball 2 weeks ago. You're set. You're good. Go buy a house.
Yeah.
Come build a house. We got some builders.
Yeah. But I live in my condo now, so I'm quite happy there.
Yes.
You know, but if do you help them find a lender to buy a house with? You know, I call you saying, look, I'm a first-time buyer. I've got $40,000 to put down. Can you help me find a mortgage company or whatever?
Yes. We look at our referral network within our organization. We help those who help us. That, we encourage people to become a member, be part of that process because of opportunities like this. We're doing some radio interviews tomorrow that go to our members, newspaper interviews, but we did have a woman call. She said, she was here visiting from Missouri. Mm-hmm. Her parents bought a plot of land, and they wanted to talk to some builders. And so she knew to call the Home Builders Association because we have high-quality members. Mm-hmm. Our members are not slackers. These are overachievers. And so they're going to do the best job possible.
Do you vote on who's going to be members or not? Or is it just they can pay a fee and then become members?
There's a vetting process.
Okay.
We don't let in scumbags.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess I can't join that. But that's good because I had this feeling that for some reason that I've never heard of it. Okay,
That's why we're here.
I've never heard. I would admit a lot of us have never heard of this.
Yep. That's why Jack made me come today. He's like, go do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't say much, but when he does, you have to pay attention to it.
By the way, folks, I have to apologize to Matt because I made a lot of errors on the date that you're going to come in or whatever. So I apologize for that. But at least you made it. That's what I'm happy for.
Jack made me do it.
Yeah. So. He took a bullwhip and got you.
Nope. Just said, show up.
Yeah, just and people like you, it doesn't always have to be about psychic readings. It doesn't always have to be about politics. It's about how can we make this state grow. And now, are you in other areas too, like not only in New Hampshire, but are you like in Massachusetts, New York, and all that?
So there is a national association that and they have a chapter in every single state in the country. So we don't do anything in Massachusetts or Vermont for the most part. We've some members that carry over between the states, but each state is going to have their own board and their own group that helps in their own state to help grow the home building industry in that state.
Okay. And if one wants, you want to tell us how if one wanted to become a member, how they could do that?
Absolutely. Just go on Facebook, look up New Hampshire Home Builders Association. We're right there. Contact information there. Call anytime. Happy to help.
And the one thing I know about you, Matt, is that you always return calls.
Yes.
Okay. When you were running for Congress, you always return calls. By the way, my son appreciated the messages that you sent back to him in response to the questions he asked.
Good.
Okay. I think that's important that people do that. Want to hear a letter from Sheen? Do you have time?
Wait, still 6 o'clock.
Right,
We got plenty of time.
Well, I have two. I always contact my elected officials to let them know one way or the other, up or down, what they're doing. So I had contacted her on two issues. One is the southern border. The other one was S1, which they defeated last night, which I'm very happy about. So I'll read the immigration one. I haven't read the whole thing. I was thinking of perhaps critiquing it, or anybody out there. I'd love to hear your views on it, your opinions. But I wrote about the southern border, so I just got this last Wednesday evening at 6:18 p.m. for a response. Dear David, thank you for contacting me about the U.S. immigration system. I appreciate hearing from you about this important issue. Correct. The Trump administration's reckless policies inflicted undue pain and uncertainty on thousands of families arriving at the border, which makes right away the very first thing, Trump. Everything's got to be Trump. He's long gone. He's ancient history. It's the border, including an appalling family separation policy that resulted in more than 2,500 children being separated from their parents at the United States border. It's over 5 times that many children separated now, which she fails to mention. There is no doubt that our current immigration system is broken and long overdue for a comprehensive permanent fix. I am pleased that President Biden has taken a number of actions during the early days of his administration to recommit the United States to a fair immigration policy. Open border is fair? I mean, come on. On February 2, 2021, President Biden signed 3 immigration-related executive orders to walk back Trump-era immigration policies. The first order creates a task force charged with reunifying families, which they're horribly failing. There are still hundreds of children in U.S. custody after being taken from undocumented parents seeking to enter the United States. There's over 10,000 of them now. The second seeks to create a comprehensive plan to address migration across U.S.-Mexico border and reverse the Trump administration's hardline approach to ensure safe, lawful, and orderly migration along the southern border. They throw the word hardline, which wasn't hard at all. It was just about being, let's follow the law here. I have a little bit of law and order. The third executive order directs a review of recent regulations, policies, and guidance that have set up barriers to legal immigration into the United States. Again, so we'll just open the border and whoever wants to walk across, help yourself. I support thoughtful reform that will restore order to our immigration policies while rewarding those who play by the rules and follow legal avenues into this country. I will continue to advocate for bipartisan, comprehensive immigration reform that would strengthen border security, as they talk about doing away with ICE, improve employment verification, and reform our seasonal and guest worker programs that are crucial to many small businesses across New Hampshire. Additionally, I support efforts to provide a tough but fair path to citizenship for millions of undocumented immigrants who are already living in the United States, even though they're gang members and have been convicted of murder and are pedophiles and rapists and bank robbers and all that. That's all right. To offer lawful status and a pathway to citizenship for eligible undocumented immigrants who arrive in the United States as children. Please be assured that I will continue to fight for lasting solutions to this problem. Thank you again for sharing your thoughts with me, and please do not hesitate to contact me with any future concerns. Everyone out there, contact your elected officials with their policies, whether you agree or disagree. It says absolutely nothing at all.
No. Do you?
But I think, Dave, you got to look at it in the bigger context also. That, in the greatest republic, in the world, you can communicate with your elected official, express your concerns without fear of retribution or fear of someone knocking on your door and having you arrested. That doesn't happen in other countries.
That's true.
And that, the United States Senator, got back to you. You were honest with her, she was honest with you, and that's good for the republic, that's good for democracy, that we can have those. I think if you look at, you've got to look at in my opinion, we have to look at the immigration issue holistically, because right now, the number 2 economic driver for the state of New Hampshire is tourism.
That's true.
We have stores that are closing early because they can't have staff. We have hotels that are cutting back on reservations because they don't have staff. If you look at how it's impacting Hampton Beach, one of our big economic drivers, They're understaffed because we don't have those H-1A, H-1B visas. Our scientific community, our technology, and our manufacturing, under H-2B and H-2A visas, they weren't granted. So we're lacking the support staff we need to get our products out because, as we know, here in New Hampshire, if we get good quality material into the state, we can export out amazing products. Our exports are actually up since 2019. But what's happening, though, gentlemen, is because we don't have those goods and we don't have the staff to do them, we're lagging behind. It's not from a lack of trying, it's not from a lack of interest. I think when you look at DACA, and feel free to disagree with me, we've got to get past the hyperboil. You talk about murderers and rapists and all the bad things. No one wants that. No one. No. At all. But you also got to look at, those 138,000 armed service members and those veterans that came here as DACA children, and they served honorably. They died for us. They died so we can have that communication with our elected officials. So when you look at the bad, you got to look at the good also. What do you say to that, person sitting at Walter Reed Medical Center whose leg was blown off? You got to go back to Honduras. Sorry.
Right. Well, I say thank you. There are exceptions to every rule. First, I'm talking about open borders. Everything you said, I agree with about granting visas for workers to come up here.
Yep.
That's a whole, that's lawful. I have no problem with things being done lawfully, according to the law, no chaos and disorder. What I specifically my question was about doing something about the southern border, the open border that's just rampant with people. I mean, you've seen the of course, depending on what you watch, you see them. The coyotes or whatever they call them, literally throwing preschool kids over a 30-foot wall. Yep. I mean, and even the president himself said, no action is not an option, but yet that's what's been going on since he took office. Yeah. No action.
But I listened to every word that you said in that letter, and there were some other points in there also about DACA and about the visa programs and stuff like that. What we have found with the home builders, because we have issues with lumber and supply chain right now. Right now the tariffs on lumber are down, and we can increase our importation of lumber to help ratify this. And they've been working on. We've worked with Senator Shaheen's office and Secretary Raimondo. We work with Senator Hassan's office on other supply chain issues. We've been in communication with Congressman Custer and Congressman Pappas. So I think in New Hampshire, we're a small state. They'll come sit in this chair and talk with you. That's one of the best things about being in the state, and we have found nothing but responsiveness from our congressional delegation. Are we going to agree on every issue? No. But we want the access, we want the communication. It's that communication, and it matters.
I don't dispute. Everyone in the world wants to come to this country. Everyone.
And as we're seeing with house prices, they want to come to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
They want to move here.
I've met a lot of people that want to come to New Hampshire, but they won't come to the state or the city because of the education. And that breaks my heart, because we're the largest city in the state, okay? St. Anselm's is a tough college to get into, right? Mm-hmm. But see, you did it, right?
Somehow.
Yeah. Did you get scholarships?
Yes.
Good. See, so that means you know what you're doing. You know where you want to go.
Yeah, no, there's no way that I was going to that school and paying full price for it. It's a nice school, but it's a little bit expensive. All school is nowadays.
Isn't it sad?
What was your major?
I studied economics there.
So he knows the value of money.
And then he tells it this way, like I do, and we cry when we spend it that way.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fun.
Don't you? I cry when I spend money.
I do sometimes too.
Yeah, I smile when I go to the, but if I'm helping other people, and I don't mind spending the money, and don't like spending it on myself, because I think that, but that's okay. But the one thing I do, young man, you have, how old are you?
I am 23.
You have so much success coming to you.
Thank you.
You really do, and you have a good mentor.
I think that I do as well.
He's not going to put it with a BS from you. Let's put it that way.
I've learned that. Don't worry.
And you're not going to put up with any BS from him either.
No.
Okay, and that's what makes you to a great team. Now there was the lady that you said was that Philly Walton. Was she the starter of this home?
No, she was a staffer. This was actually started in the 1950s by, there were 38 at the time gentlemen who wanted to start this association. They put their money in. They built a great building up in Concord. A lot like Dick Benson, John Stabile, who we know certainly in the state of New Hampshire. A lot of folks had the foresight in the 1950s to step up and form the organization, and these folks continued on. And so, myself and Sharon Wayman and Jack Landry, we're at the wheel for a little while, but there'll be people coming behind us. The Home Builders Association will be here for another 40 years. And you know what, Norm, you're going to be interviewing them 40 years from now.
Hey, there you go. I'll be alive by then. I'm only, 112, but that's all right.
That's just fine.
But actually, you know what, aging, I don't know how people, I'll be 76 in August. How am I supposed to walk around with a decrepit walk with a cane and say, oh my God, I knew a cane, but am I supposed to feel old? No, I don't. I have felt better now since I've had all that surgery and all that. And the angels have really given me a lot of blessings. I feel better now than I ever have in years.
Good.
I'm out there. The landlord paid us a nice compliment. We did the lawn out back, made a beautiful lawn, and we got the flowers out front. And the thing is, when you have the right people with you, the partner and the team or whatever, you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish.
Absolutely, very much.
Okay, and like with you're really reorganizing your whole organization that you belong to.
It's an exciting challenge, over 50, for old dogs to learn new tricks.
How many members do you have?
We're coming up on 400.
No.
Oh.
So we're getting there, and it's one where Jack instituted Member Monday and Welcome Wednesday. So Jack, it's your program, so you talk about them.
So basically, what we've been doing is that when we came in, we realized that we have all these members, but they don't always know who the other members are in the association. So we've been doing like 2 spotlights every single week of everyone that's new that's coming into the association, and then we've been sending out almost like a thank you to some of our more prominent members or members that want to get their name out there more to all of our membership, to tell them, hey, these people are in the same state, they do the same thing as you do. You guys should learn about each other, work as one, and like actually work as a team to build some houses or do whatever else that these members are doing.
I really believe you think you really got to put money. I'm going to put my reputation. I'm seeing between 5 and I'm seeing another 100 to 150 within this year joining your group, and that's not too big of a number actually, because you have that energy.
Yeah. It better not be, because that's the number I gave during my interview.
Good. Well, you just confirmed that.
Correct.
But, you can do it.
Yeah.
See, I'm a firm believer any person can do whatever they put their mind to. Okay. Sometimes you may not seem it, like we lose everything, but it gives us more of an encouragement to bring us out. I can do it. I can just change the way of it, because I don't believe in failure. Do you believe in failure?
Me? I mean, sometimes I do.
Yeah. Do you?
Yes, because I call it failing forward.
Okay.
One thing that God blessed me with was I was named Citizen of the Year for the city of Dover, and we had that ceremony a couple weeks ago. And then my talk was about failing forward, because we all learn more from things we've done badly or the mistakes we've made than we ever did from our successes. I've told others, including Jack, and I've said it in my own interview with my board, that if I don't make a mistake, that means I'm not trying very hard. Because if we just go for the status quo and just, for some people it works well. Live your life. It's very regimented. You know what you're going to have, and that's it. That's okay. But, the four of us sitting around this table, that's an advisory. It's like, you could do that, but do this instead. We break the mold. We go out, set precedent, make the rules, make our own rules, and expand our own boundaries. So I've made plenty of mistakes. At one point in time, I had lost my housing. I had lost my income. I was living on a friend's couch. And it was up to me to pick my head up, get up and go. I had a lot of friends to help me with this. There was a point in time in which I had considered suicide. And I had friends that picked me up and carried me forward. Those are the times I remember. Those that, working at a gas station and delivering pizza when you're 40 years old isn't very fun. But you gotta do it. And that's why I've always said all along, there's honor in all work. There's honor in trying.
Yeah.
But there's also honor in failing, as long as you've learned and go forward.
And that's what I call it a lesson in life. We fall down, we can bring ourselves back up. It says, I feel that we haven't failed. It's just that we have to learn how to reapproach things. Like the last time when I retired from nursing, I walked all the way home from Derry to Manchester, and it was cold in November. But I'm glad I did, because I threw everything away.
Yep.
All the material things, all this other stuff that I thought was important. I'm not embarrassed to say that I lost everything. I ate at the shelter. You know what? I'm not embarrassed to say I did.
Yeah.
The food was great, and it's amazing that you can, like, you picked yourself back up. And isn't it rewarding to see what you have accomplished?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, but it's also very humbling.
Yeah.
I kind of said, when I was kind of in between, careers and jobs, recently I posted on social media, like, I'm willing to travel the path God has set forth for me, but I kind of wish you turn on a light. Like, can I just see where I'm going, please? But things happen for a reason, and but Norman, that's why you have a successful show. That's why you have guests and co-hosts and a viewership. It's that empathy. It's that you've been there, and we all have to remember that to get to the next mountaintop, you got to go through a valley.
And it's not always pleasant, but it's not there. But you know what? Anything in life, if you work hard enough at it, you can accomplish it. You're going to hit some struggles. Don't get me wrong, son.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And the one thing is, you got people like your mentor, and then they're going to show you when you're going wrong. He may become impatient with you. He's only human. And you may become impatient with him. But you know what the fun part is? You learn from each other.
Yeah. Very much. And that's why I was going to say that, I'm like 700 years old, so I'm ancient. But, I learned new things from Jack and others. And I also learned that as a leader, I surround myself with people who are smarter than I am, who can be more aggressive than I am, who are, think differently. Because, I think, Dave, you said it earlier, that if we all think alike, it's very homogenous and it's just not good. We can talk in the mirror all day long.
Well, that's it. I mean, he's the one who said if we were all alike, but it's true. I mean, if we were all alike, what would be the point in communicating?
Correct.
Would already know the answer, would know the next question, right?
I hate the mirror. Sometimes I hate the mirror because I can remember when I first started doing this show, we were down on Commercial Street. You would have liked that one. That was twice the size of this, with a studio.
This is pretty
And,
tavernous. You've got
yeah.
like a green room going
Yeah.
on and snacks.
And
and
I
you've got
thought I was
staff
a
and-
big superstar, you know. I had my own, I was another, like John Edwin, I was another superstar who, you know.
He's going to be in Derry, you know, I heard in a few weeks.
Yeah. And I
He's
would
coming
look
to
and
Derry?
I would say, you know, I was too good to, I would sit with the other readers, you know, why am I going to do it? All of a sudden, I was getting ready to do my show again, okay? And I was looking in the mirror, and the spirit said, who the hell do you think you are? And I'm going, well, I'm the great one, you know, and all. He said, I can take this all away from you.
Mhm.
And I looked and I said, you know, I looked around and I go, take what away? Your ego. I can take your TV show away. I can have you start with nothing. That's the day when I started learning how to be humble.
Correct.
I walked into the guest and they said, and I said, I got something to say. And I'll always remember this one lady. Her name was Maureen Beers. And I'll never forget it. She would say, here we go again. And I go, oh, no. I said, I had to come and realize I'm not the star. I'm not. You two are the stars. He's the star. I'm only the coordinator or the host. I'm getting the show going. When I learned to accept that this is what I am, then I learned how to be humble, and I learned how to appreciate whoever comes on, you know. And I think this is what you have to do. Like with your job, you didn't walk in there with a big ego.
No, but when you have a sense of purpose,
Yeah.
and you know where you want to go,
Yeah.
it's easier because
Oh, you got to have confidence. There's nothing wrong with having an ego. And depends on like what I did. I blew it out of proportion,
But-
you know.
But your ego is the one that sets you up for failure.
Depends
You
on
know,
how you
if you,
control it.
if no, but really, because your ego always wants to be in control. Always, when you think about it, right? And if you think back on your failures, where a lot of times, what do you say? If I listen to my gut, or if so, in other words, if I listen to my soul, if I listen, you know, to my guides, I would have been all set. But no, my ego said, "Don't go to the right, go to the left," and that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
your ego
yeah,
does.
yeah.
It,
But in
think
order
about
to,
Yeah, really.
the egos can be good as long as you don't abuse it. You have to have some kind of an ego, like with the job that you do, knowing that what you're going to be doing, you're going to be a good job. And it is an ego, but you're also learning how to maintain without, like I did, get it blown out of proportion and this and that, you know, that's when people look at you and say, who the hell do you think you are, you know? I've had several readers that would not even come near me, so I've had to learn a lesson. Everything is a lesson in life.
very much.
Everything, you know, no matter what. By the way, I do see, are your office in Concord?
Yes.
Because I see you moving to a bigger office. You can use
So
a
be
big, you can use more. You can use
You better
more.
you better tell our board of directors that.
I will.
They might be a little.
You hear
surprised.
that? You board of directors. He needs more space, and he needs, and Jack needs a pay raise. There we go.
I'm fine.
That's a given. That's an automatic. He does.
I like picking on you, so don't ever take me shit. But you feel you take a pay raise as they give it to you, and yeah.
I mean, eventually, I've only been there for 6 weeks now, so I'd feel a little bad if 6 weeks in they're already offering me a pay raise.
Oh, I would say, yeah, I'm doing the right job,
Well,
baby.
Don't help him. Do not
Yeah.
encourage him. I've been there 5 weeks.
Oh.
So, like,
But
no,
both of you. But one thing that you know, I'm a firm believer. Success is all up to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do know that our country's going to come back stronger than ever.
Yep.
I know that when all this garbage gets out of the way, that we're going to have a stronger and more confident country. I refuse to call Biden my president, but that's my choice. See, that's what's great about America. We do have that choice.
Yeah. That's
You know.
one way. You can disagree with a senator. You can disagree with a president. And stormtroopers are not going to come through that door
Not yet, anyway.
Right, I know.
with but it's one of those, it's that opportunity we present forth. And I think one of the opportunities that we want to make sure we touch on is this virtual home show, because
Yeah, talk about that.
we have 2.3% unemployment, and one of our members, Karen Lamontagne, reached out to Jack and said, I'd like to create a virtual home show, a virtual job fair, so we can get folks who are looking for a career change, position change, more education, and we'll come back in the fall with something very cool that we think you're going to like for the city of Manchester.
Well, I'm putting this down, mark down, come back on TV, talk more about it.
Exactly, talk about that thing. But I think I want to hear Jack talk about this virtual job fair, what that means, what it looks like, who can participate, who should be participating, who should be coming and looking, and more about it. So I'm going to stop speaking.
Tell us about your job fair coming up.
So basically, it works just like a normal job fair does, where you have a room with tables set up around it. The only difference is that no one's actually there in person, and it's this website that is run through New Hampshire Employment Security. They have this software that you can sign up and you log in, and you have a little avatar, and you can walk around the room and go to all the different employers that are there looking for more employees. And you sit down at the table, and just like Zoom, you'll have two video screens open up where you guys can see each other and just have the conversation like you're there actually in person. Have your conversation. If it goes well, you can go into a more one-on-one setting where other people can't just jump in and out. If you're not interested, you move on to the next table. And I think it was in May, they did a similar thing with a different organization, and they had hundreds of people show up. They had over 30 different employers, and a lot of the employers ended up finding people to work for their companies in this setting. And what's really nice about this is that the reason why they started doing these was because of COVID, and they had to respect these social distancing rules and everything. But now they're realizing that if you're an employer, you don't always have time to get up and leave where you work to go and set up a booth at a job fair 2 hours before it starts. With this, you can log in right when it's starting. It's all set up for you. You don't have to ever leave your office. You can be doing things on the side if you're not talking to someone at the moment. And it's a lot more convenient for both the employers and the employees, where if you're an employee as well, sometimes you don't know where it is, or it's work to get to the actual event. You can just do it from home on a computer or a phone. So I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to give it a lot more opportunity for people to find jobs. It's July 13th. We're doing it from 3:30 in the afternoon to 5:30 at night, so that hopefully people that currently have jobs but want change will have time to jump in to it as well.
Man, want to send me a reminder on Facebook so I can
Absolutely.
put on my Facebook too, and I can talk about it here?
Absolutely, because
Awesome.
we're also very excited to be partnering with iBuild New Hampshire,
Yeah.
which is developed by the state of New Hampshire and administered by the Association of Builders and Contractors of New Hampshire and Vermont, ABC. It's a great program, open to anyone in the construction trades. We're a partner in iBuild New Hampshire also, but that we're doing the job fair with Employment Security, also ABC, the Association of Builders and Contractors. They're a great partnership. They focus on commercial construction. We focus on residential, so there's a lot of synergy there. And for the folks who may be watching at home and will be seeing us on Facebook, if you're thinking about that career change, we don't want you. We want everyone. If you happen to be unemployed, we want you. If you're thinking of a job change, we want you. If you're thinking of a life change, we want you. Because you have to remember, earlier we spoke about police and firefighters and teachers.
Yeah.
A lot of those folks can retire after 20 or 25 years, and they're still pretty young. But they always kind of want to do something different. And they want to work with their hands. They want to get out from behind that desk. They should be coming in between 3:30 and 5:30. If you go to our Facebook page, there'll be a ton of information on there. Go to our website, New Hampshire Home Builders Association. It'll be on there. There's no charge to participate as an employer.
Well, that's the best thing, no charge.
There's no charge
That's
for the
great.
employees. This is a service that state of New Hampshire, HBA, ABC, all the alphabets, all come together because we want to get people a second chance. We
So-
talk about falling. One thing that we're not afraid of is those who may spend some time in the Department of Corrections. If they've committed, say, a drug offense, and they've served their time, and they're looking to get back on their feet in a livable wage, join us on July 13th. Because, guys, we are the people, we are the country of second chances, even third chances. Come in, write your ship that might be listing. We'll set sail with you. We'll go out. These are going to be amazing opportunities. We can change your life if you give us 5 minutes of your time.
Can you also, if someone wants to, we'll say that someone wants to invest, not actually buy, but invest in real estate. Do you also work with people that want to invest? Like, let's say I want to buy 5 apartment buildings, and I had the money to do. Do you also?
Absolutely, because one of our newest members that got last night was Diane Davidson and Bill Whitaker from the folks at KW Metropolitan here in Manchester, the Fine Homes Group. Also, my friend Brad Bossy. They're realtors. They're members. So if you call in, I'm going to send you to go talk to those folks. Whether it's changing a light bulb or buying a lighthouse, we've got folks who can help you with that whole process.
That is pretty cool. That really is. I'm excited that you're here. Isn't that cool?
We're the best organization you don't know about.
See, that's
That's
the whole
true.
thing.
I
See,
mean,
that's
once
why
you
you're here,
start
so we can
opening
let
up, it's,
people know.
you open the door and it's just keeps wide and opening up more and more and
Yep.
more with all these.
If anybody has any questions for Jack, right, or Matt, even Dave, no, anyway, Dave or myself, give us a call at area code 603-640-3091. We'll be happy to talk with you. Matt will be happy to answer questions.
And Dave's got
Yeah.
2 decks of cards, so this could take a real fun turn.
Well,
You wanna
I
start,
have
Dave?
tarot cards here and psychic oral cards here. Tarot, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with tarot.
Yep.
And it's good. It goes, there's really no sort of boundaries with tarot. The psychic oracle cards are sort of more focused on the individual, that type of thing. It's just much more focused. So, which one would you be interested in?
Can't do both?
I
Yeah.
can do both.
You can.
Or I could do one and Jack could do the other, because I think Jack's going to jump in. See, I'm
Only when you're ready, young man.
He'll be ready in like 3 minutes. What you don't know about Jack is he's like this huge adventurer, just like,
He is. I can feel his enthusiasm.
doesn't he look enthusiastic?
What's he gonna say? Yeah. What's he gonna say about me? I wonder.
All right, so Jack, pick one for me. Which
One
deck?
for you.
Yep.
How about the purple ones?
All right, that's the psychic oracle cards. All right,
Then I'll do one. Then you can do your other ones.
all right. So, well, if you want to ask Jack, I'll ask you though. Pick anywhere between 3 and 5 cards.
Okay.
So I'll fan them out. All right, I'll fan them out. I'll go really slow, and you just tell me where to stop.
Okay. Stop.
All right.
Stop.
Celebrating my day.
Stop again.
Okay.
I like maxing things out, so I'll go to 5.
All right.
Stop.
Actually, do 7.
No, 5. 5 is good, especially if I'm going to do the.
Okay.
I mean,
And stop.
I'll do the
That
7.
first card.
Okay. All right. So basically, well, it's sort of.
Norm's enjoying this. I can just see the smile on his face. Like,
I love having other readers
I-
read other. I think
I
it's
do. I do
fantastic.
I give like readings. Last week it was what for the state of New Hampshire.
Yeah, we
right?
read in
So,
the United States.
so this will be geared towards you. So all right. You always get the cards that you're supposed to get. The first card we have is authority. So already it's going.
yeah.
It's got the big halo around them, all right? Again, so now you're in the position of authority, and that's fantastic. But instead of letting your ego direct you to, I need to do this, I want this done, I want that, try to let go of control and sort of just, let your inner spirit, your soul guides you. It will never steer you wrong. All right, and we go on with that. This just keeps getting better and better. And now we have the power card. See, so what did I say about with the authority, right? Let go, don't let your ego be in control all the time, let go of control. And then what do you have? You increase your power. You increase your power really by decreasing. I know it might not be able to wrap your head around it. By decreasing your personal power, yep. You're really strengthening your inner power. And here we go. See, as it keeps going, foundations and achievements. So you start with the authority. We go on to the power, letting your soul, your spirit, your inner self. What? Oh, up. Wait.
That way, yeah.
I'll hold it still. Right? Foundation and achievements. Once you let go of that, then it'll come into play. Then you'll realize, again, as you say, the path that God's chosen for you, the path that you're on right here, and we'll say in this position, it'll make more sense to you. You'll realize you'll get a better sense of sort of, where it is you're really at this point in time, and where to go. Your vision will open up. Of course, it's just, instead of saying, I want to accomplish this, you'll have the vision to say, that's what I will accomplish. That's the direction I'm headed. And of course, as we go along, then we have the sacrifice card. I know some people are scared by the word sacrifice. Oh no, I have to give something up. I have to do that. In this case, the sacrifice is what I said earlier about the sacrifice will be letting your ego stay in control. Give up control. Tell your ego to sort of take a side seat. And again, if once you do that, there you are. You're standing your ground. You know exactly where you're at, where you're headed. You have the spear there. So right there, your soul sort of, your vision is so much clearer when you're listening to your inside. You'll be able to get that spear and you'll know exactly where to throw it. And once you throw it, you know exactly where it's going to land.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very cool.
I'm going to have you shuffle these.
Jack, that wasn't bad, was it?
That's another shuffle. Then we'll do his.
It was interesting.
Jack, while I shuffle, you can do yours.
You always get the cards you're supposed to get, Jack.
Yeah. And the one thing
Come on, Jack.
While I'm here, I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Whoa.
Right. So you can do the purple ones?
Look at that.
Not the purple ones. I'll do the
Okay.
You want
checkerboard
tarot
ones.
cards.
Sure.
One of the things that I forgot what I was going to say. One thing about readers that any true reader will never tell you that they're 100% accurate.
Yeah.
When they start telling you, like you see advertised on TV, Miss Cleo, or you see all these other
I like Miss Cleo. She had the best costume.
Isn't Miss Cleo still in jail?
Yeah.
She probably is. I mean,
And she did go to jail.
Yeah, I think she did like tax evasion thing.
Yeah. And then, like John Edwardson, and I like John Edwardson, but he set himself up for a big fall because he went on 20/20, and they did a test on him, and he failed every one of them. Even though he was right, they were not going to give him the credit for being right. This is why I always tell people, don't allow yourself to be tested. That would like me being tested what you're doing, and I don't know a damn thing about it, but I might, test you. Don't allow that, because you know what your inner strengths are. You know what your weaknesses are, and if they agree. Well, I've had people come and tell me, "Oh, that's not," and you have too. "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
Well, I try to get a free reading, freebie, all that.
If you don't tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And this, a reading is a snapshot in time, and because of the power of free will, it can change.
It can change in an instant.
Nothing is
Exactly.
concrete.
I mean, when you give a reading, you're given a forecast, but you're given the forecast from the moment you're given it. It's just like a weather forecast. They're telling you what the weather is going to be when they're given the forecast. 20 minutes later,
Could change.
any
being
amount of things can change.
being a meteorologist or weather person, that's going to be the best job in the world, because the only job you can be wrong every single day
That's right.
and still keep your job.
Yeah.
That's right.
Have you ever heard
Exactly.
of Al Comprillion?
Yes.
He's a very good friend of mine, and he was one of the regulars on my show for about a year or 2 years.
Yep.
We talked to each other every Sunday and Monday. When he says 7 o'clock, it is precisely 7 o'clock. Everything with him has to be in a certain way. Okay, I want you to pick out 5 cards
Okay. Do you want to come get them, or are you doing it?
in any way you want.
I'll come get them.
Okay.
Makes for
Want to swap
interesting.
over?
No, makes for interesting TV.
Okay.
It does.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, he can count, folks.
I know. I'm gonna go 4
Up
and
to
5.
5 anyway.
Yeah.
And I got the ones right next to each other. So.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm looking when you, like, I know some of your story when you were on previously, but I'm trying to, but everything you've had, you've worked very hard for.
Yes.
Nothing was ever given to you.
No.
If it was given to you, you would not have appreciated it. Okay. Now, your mom, is your mom still around? Is still
Yes.
alive? Okay. She's really proud of you. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. She can't. My son does this. My son does. And your family went everyday Joe workers. In other words, they worked very hard for everything they, just like you have. And I also, one of the things I've also told you, that your grandfather on your mother's side is really very proud of you. Okay, he likes the idea of what you didn't sit down and say, "Oh, I didn't win, so I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna do anything anymore." He's like, you have a lot of his integrity. Integrity is very important to you.
Yes.
Honesty is really important.
Yes.
I don't know how to be honest. No. When I was drinking,
I doubt that.
When I was drinking, I would have been a good politician when I was drinking again. And I mean,
At least so you thought when you were drunk.
yeah. Oh yeah. I've been sober now 26 years. I love it.
Good.
Know. And one of the things I am going to tell you is a warning. Okay. The warning is be careful of your surroundings. Be careful of the people that you're working with, because you're always going to get some people that are not going to agree with whatever you're doing. I mean, that's life, okay? But the warning is also when you're driving, because you're a pretty good driver,
Yes.
okay? But I'm concerned about you driving. You live in Dover, wherever that is. That's near the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm looking at a side street, somebody not watching where they're going, and you just be alert that they don't get you.
Okay.
Okay. I also, you own your own condo or your own
Yes.
house? Okay. You worked very hard for that, didn't you?
Yes.
That's your home.
Yes.
I don't see you selling it.
No.
Even if you offered enough money, but that is something that, do you have a cat with it?
Yes.
That is your cat's home. And that cat is the
Oh,
boss.
if you ask her, she will remind you.
Oh, yeah.
There's more cat trees and cat things, and
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I can remember when I got home from the hospital, that's my surgery, my male cat we had, who I never thought would, jump lay right down beside me. Animals are so loving and trusting. Why can't people be like that, But the warning is also that you will be getting some, different things and disagreements, but you're learning how to keep yourself controlled temper-wise.
Yes.
Okay. And you're doing a lot of thinking. I do see you losing weight. And the one thing I am going to tell you, which will be a positive thing for you because of your blood pressure. Okay. Are you walking?
Getting there.
I love it when people tell me that. I get a friend here, call me, we'll go walking. But I can't picture walking at 5 o'clock in the
I
morning.
had gastric sleeve surgery because I was very fluffy at one point in time, and I lost 140 pounds. And and I've gained 20 back. So, I'm like, gotta fix that.
Yeah, I gained 10 pounds. I don't like that either. I
Well,
lost
everybody
50
gained during the pandemic, so.
COVID-19 is for a reason.
Yeah. Do you know John Burke?
Of course I do.
Because he had the same type of operation you.
He and I
He's a
spoke
gr-
about that.
And he's a great guy.
Great guy.
I'll have to you come on when he comes on again.
Yep.
You know?
He is a champion and a warrior of the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you are too.
Yep. I produce gun shows.
Yeah. You still have your gun shows?
No.
What if I saw you going back into them? And the
I
reason why
I would go into them as a visitor.
no,
The home builders keep me plenty busy.
no, I see you maybe in 5 years doing it because you miss that. You miss communicating with the people like that. Okay, and the person that I have to pretend you're not here. Okay, Jack.
No, that's
But the
fine.
person that you have the right choice with him.
Yep.
Okay, he's a go-getter. Little temperamental. He may not show it right away, but he can be very temperamental. You agree with that, young man?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of
It's a fair
spoiled.
statement.
Kind of spoiled.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. But you're used to having. But you make one thing about you. You got some big decisions coming, especially with enrollment, and I think that you know how to do that. You're not out to please you. You know what? You will be satisfied, but you're never going to be satisfied just sitting still and looking back and saying, "Oh, well, I did this, I did that." Yeah, look at me. That's not who you are. Okay, and I don't want you to give up politics. Even right now, you say you're not going to do it. I'm telling you, within the next 10 years from now, you're going to take another stab at it.
Well, now we're focused on policy
Right.
and all the politics of it, and and to Jack that he knows his own mind, and that's good.
Yeah.
Because I need people around me who can say like, no.
No. One thing about you, see, this is your new horizon or new journey, and it's because now don't look backward, always move forward. I actually see you teaching in a university or some kind of a junior college. You have a
I never went to school.
You don't have to. Teach basics, how to learn how to work with each other. Okay, because you are going to be taking some courses at it.
That's correct.
Okay, so one thing about it is that you're going to teach people how to be humble. Okay, you're a very humble person, even though if people see you, they wouldn't think so, but you truly are a very humble person, and you're very grateful because of where you've been in your journey. And believe me, this is just a stepping stone, and you're going to meet someone that's going to become very special to you. So you don't have to worry about being alone for you. As long as your cat approved, you got it made. Animals know. They really do. My dog, when I went cruising the park in my younger years and I met Scott, my dog went right to him immediately, because animals really know. One thing that I also know is that, how old is your mother?
78.
Does she have a heart condition?
I do the mental math. Yes.
Does she have a heart condition?
Yes.
I don't want to be wrong. She's going to have either a heart transplant or a pump.
Yep.
Okay.
Already been done.
I'm sorry?
Already
They
been
have
done.
But she's not a quitter either, is she?
Oh no.
Oh, no. She's a fighter.
Yes.
That's where you get yours from.
Correct.
Okay. And I also will her and your dad are very devoted to each other. Even though they nag each other a lot, but that's who they are. Okay. They set you good qualities about life.
Yes.
And never look backward, always move forward. I actually see you investing in 2 apartment buildings. Okay. Because you're not a quitter.
No.
And if someone getting like this job, it's going to be a hell of a challenge for you. Okay. Health-wise, I see a lot more improvement coming. Okay. I actually am concerned about your blood pressure. I'm not going to, I do see it flexing up and down, Especially when you get really nervous, your blood pressure can really shoot. And then it comes right down again. Okay. Because you're pretty careful on what you eat. Even I see you at all these great restaurants there, and all that food tastes so good. Who would you, on the East Coast, down towards your area, who would you recommend for clams?
Well,
We'll give them a free plug.
Oh yeah, which is fine because I'm allergic to shellfish.
I am.
I am.
Maybe he's not the guy to ask.
Exactly. So I grew up on, growing up, my father owned a lobster pound. And I would be the perfect employee because I could shuck a lobster, I could steam them, and just wouldn't eat the profits at all. I can handle them, but can't eat them. I think, but, you know.
An all-around restaurant.
Yeah, but I think if you're heading out for the best view and that New Hampshire experience, I would go to Newick's on Dover Point Road because Jack Newick is 84, still throwing clams around.
Wow.
It has some of the best real estate in New Hampshire, overlooking Great Bay. And you will walk out of there taking away food with you.
They had one I think it was in Merrimack. They had a new works.
They had one in Merrimack. They've got one in Concord.
It was the best clams I had. I mean, they used to have a lobster pool in Concord on 106.
Yep.
And oh my God, it was so good. Of course, in my drinking days, I don't remember too much about the clams, but I do remember the cocktails, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, go to Newick's on Dover Point Road in Dover, and you will not be disappointed. The view is amazing.
You know, and that's the thing. Is, see, one of the things I do see about you is that you're pretty popular. So next time you decide to run, you know, you're going to carry a lot of weight.
It's 'cause I buy a lot of drinks at bars. That's why.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Dave, you can be his bartender.
There you
Tell
go.
me he tips quite
See,
well.
I can come down to the Elks in Derry. Correct, Derry?
Right, are you a member? You have to be a member. I could sign you in.
Yeah.
Yeah. $20 I can be a member.
Yeah.
And
But but the home, you know, and like I said, you're going to be where you are, no matter when you're 90 or when you're 50 or whatever. Your home is your castle.
Yep.
Okay, and your home, I don't see you. I do. Do I see you redoing a lot of the apartment or the condo over? I do see new wall painting and the new carpeting, but
I've been watching way too much HGTV, so I've ripped my condo apart like 7 times already.
oh, I love that
In my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, I never watch HGTV
Oh,
as well as the cooking channel.
Yeah.
I just have no desire to watch either.
Well,
Oh, I love that HBO. What they take out of nothing and make it into a beautiful home, and love on the cooking. Oh yeah, and I always maybe I could do that. Well, no, you know, but you will do most of the work yourself.
oh God, no.
Oh God, yes. And I'll tell you why I say that. I'm not meaning I don't mean changing the plumbing and but like wall painting and stuff, you know. But I do see that I do see you really doing it, because especially if someone tells you can't do it.
Then I can know how to hire someone. Remember, I work for the Home Builders Association.
Yeah, they can do it
I
for
have
you.
a whole pool of folks who can do this better than me. I mean, Jack is smiling because we had to hang a whiteboard. He had to come in and redo it because I had it like really crooked and it was fine.
So you're like I am. I can't even drive a nail in straight.
A light bulb is a challenge.
Yeah. But I also will tell you, like I said, you're not going to be alone for a long period of time. Right now, this is your quiet time.
Last 56 years have been quiet, so it's okay.
It's a few more.
Exactly.
And you're going to be, whenever, like, when your job, you're committed to your job.
Yes.
That you almost like, we'll call almost like a marriage between two people, because this is how committed you are. You want to prove to yourself that you can do this. You want to prove to the others because they gave you a challenge.
I also don't want to let people down.
No.
I want to exceed expectations. I want to have them be glad of their choice.
They already are.
Whether it was electorally or socially or in employment, no one strives to underachieve. No one says, I'm going to wake up today and be a crappy employee. We all wake up trying to do better and trying to do better. It's show me an underachiever and
You'll never be an underachiever.
that is correct.
Okay. And like with Jack here, Jack will always be an overachiever. He doesn't know how to balance that, okay?
That's all right.
And that's the way. That's how you do it. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how, because if you sit on your buttocks and say, "Oh, that's too much work," then you're not. You're an underachiever.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you didn't go to college to be an underachiever. Okay, one thing I'm also looking at with you too. I see you going to a class reunion. You went to high school, right? You graduated. Okay.
It just brings a wry smile to my face because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna borrow a friend's $300,000 car. I'm gonna have a great date, and just come in and kind of own it for like 30 seconds and then leave because I'll be bored.
Right.
But actually, Norman, I tend to look more. I'm mindful of the past, so you don't repeat the same mistakes. But I do tend to just keep looking and moving forward. That failing forward that I talked about earlier. Very seldom, like in high school, I ran for class president. I ran for student body president. Student body president, I lost by 1 vote. So if someone says the vote doesn't count, they're wrong. I did everything. I worked, I played all the sports, and never ever went back for one reunion.
Well, I think it's time you go and show how great you are and how successful you are. But then again, you're a humble person.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, well, you're going to get the opportunity to go.
Yeah, I'll have the opportunity, and I probably won't do it. There's no need to.
You own a boat.
No, I don't know how to swim.
Neither do I. But that's right. Do you want a boat?
Absolutely not.
You're going to be offered an opportunity.
Perfect.
Okay. But let me
I'll
tell you,
sell it.
are you ready to travel
You
up
could buy
north?
a life jacket.
There you go.
Right. And I've done that before. I have been on Winnipesaukee.
Oh, I love that place.
And so we did a skimboarding thing, and I was too stupid to let go of the rope. So if you see a 6'2" of just like flailing on Winnipesaukee, it's not pretty.
No.
But it's fun.
I went water skiing one time, and somehow I forgot to get myself up so I could ride over the jump there, and I lost my skis. Never go water skiing bare feet. It hurts.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't break anything. But the one thing I do see is that you're going to do a lot of traveling in this job that you have.
Yes.
Okay. I actually see you going up north a lot, and I see there's some kind of like out of state traveling, and I see you setting up a lot of programs with that, and your co-partner here in crime here is going to be traveling with you.
I hope not.
Well, you don't like to travel?
Not with him.
See, the real, yes, it took an hour and 15 minutes. The real Jack comes out to play.
Oh, you just got demoted.
Oh, no. He keeps up that. Because he knows what's coming, that's why.
Yeah. But the one thing is that you two, they're always going to have a good working relationship.
Yes.
Number one is, the most important thing that I can believe in is, like you said, I love that feeling ahead. But the most important thing that you two never stop communicating. You may not always agree, and you may not. He may have a temper tantrum, or you may have a temper tantrum, but you.
Probably more likely me.
Yeah. So, but then you'll calm down, and you both will be able to talk it out. Okay. I also see you taking a course of real estate law. You're pretty smart. You'd be where you are today if you weren't.
Smart enough to, work with Sharon Wayman and hire Jack and get a very cool job, because this job is truly one of the best in the state of New Hampshire for opportunities and networking and.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be, and I said before, you said there's a national, but you're all in your own chapters, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and could I can see you progressing up the ladder. So you can't sit still for one step. You have to keep moving up and up and up and up. When they become so that you feel stalemate, that you're not growing, then you gotta start looking for another opportunity to increase your intelligence or increase your job. You know what I'm saying? Is your dad still alive?
Yes.
He's got arthritis?
No.
No? Okay. I hope I'm wrong.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. I'd rather be wrong than to be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes.
But I do see a lot of aches and pains in his body. Okay.
Yeah.
He's always been and I'm lucky he's not a complainer.
That's correct.
Okay, so you'll never know if he has it or not.
Yep.
Okay, can I see a lot of problems with his knees, and I'm seeing a lot of problems with his elbows.
Okay.
Okay, and what I'm also seeing that he and your mother can peck at each other every day of the week, but they still are always devoted to each other. Okay, they've learned to be together. In other words, they learned to be good companions with each other. And they both are very proud of you. Your grandparents are also very proud of you. Because then again, you don't give up on the ship. Okay. You have a sister that you're worried about?
No.
No. You have a sister?
Yes.
Pretty successful in her way?
How does one measure success?
Success is when she's content.
Yes, correct. She is happy.
I don't mean money. Money doesn't, I don't care. You're going to be a multimillionaire. You're still not successful.
Correct.
Until you are successful within your own heart.
Correct.
Okay? She has a lot of respect for you. And you have a lot of respect for her. Do you agree?
Families are dynamic.
I'm kind of glad I'm an orphan in time. But the one thing is that you need to listen to your angels more. Okay? I don't care. You take your spiritual life very seriously. You really need to listen a lot more. And it's okay to meditate.
Yep.
Just don't do it while you're driving.
Come on. You take all the fun out of it.
But it's okay. Because the success is yours. You're going to be around till you're like 95 to 102. You're not going to retire till you're like maybe 80, 82 years old.
My heirs are so bummed out right now.
I'm sorry?
My heirs are so bummed out right now.
Yeah. But you're going to be always finding new avenues, always new challenges. Okay? And I can see you being a guest speaker at a few different conventions because you know what you're talking about. You know how you want to accomplish these goals. Say with this guy here, he's going to be really successful.
Yes.
For a 23-year-old, I will tell you right now, when the time you're 33, financially, you're going to be super okay.
I hope so.
Don't let money be your god, though.
Yeah.
Because then you'll never be happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Trust. You trust too many people.
That is correct.
Okay, and in the end, you're the only one that you get hurt in the end. The ones who you thought truly your friends are the ones that hurt you the most.
Oh yeah, those who can inflict the pains are the ones to take it away.
The ones that you're being a whole. This is a new era for you. You said you've been there 5 weeks.
Correct.
This is a whole new beginning for you.
Oh yeah.
And you love that challenge.
Yes.
And I see you and people are welcoming you, and they're going to say, oh my God, I can't believe they have found someone like you who knows how to bring that organization up to par, shall we say. Because there's a lot of things there that you're correcting. And there's a lot of it. And with this young man here, it hurts me to be nice. But anyway, but with this young man here, you two are going to, you also have another person that's in the office with you.
Yep.
Because you are the rock now. It's up to both of you, or the three, or whoever's in the office, to make it work.
Yes. Yeah, it's doing well so far.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work, you got to figure out how it is, how you can correct it.
Well, it's three strong personalities, but all three are very different.
Yeah.
So we complement each other.
Yeah, that's some good thing. Can you imagine if you, in that business, if you thought a lot alike of that instead of wanting to progress? You got a good salesperson here in the PR. You really have. If I didn't think so, son, trust me, I would tell you that too.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah, I don't believe in sugarcoating anything, just like Dave does, right?
That's right.
One thing I'm also looking at with you, too, as well, Matt, is it's going to be what do you want to call it? You're going to be going to different speaking engagements. There's going to be like different offices that you'll be working out of. And there's going to be times when you might spend 3-4 days in one area. And there'll be like some lining, different places to go. Believe me, you're on the right path for you.
Good.
I know that. And I also know that Your cat's happy because you're happy.
She's happy because she has 3 different types of food.
Wow, 3.
3.
Wow, she's got it made.
Yeah,
Does she have a patio that she goes out on?
No, indoor.
Okay. Because you got a pet shit like that too. But she's a happy cat.
She should be. She's medicated all the time. There's like catnip everywhere. There's scratching posts. There's climbing towers. 3 different types of food.
How old is she?
Oh, ancient. She was a pound cat. Because when I went, I'm a big believer. As hopefully you should be at home. I don't get animals from a pet store.
No.
I don't need farm puppies. Don't need farm kittens. There's so many animals at the local SPCA or the Humane Society that want a home, and think about getting that adult dog or that adult cat because they were loved for a long time, and their owners' lives may have changed. So I actually asked for the diamond in the rough was the exact words I used.
Oh yeah, I know.
I want the one that, shy, might be, retired, or that, because there's like one cat that was just on my legs all day long. Like, that was the slut cat. He was like ready to go with anyone. I wanted the
Probably
cat.
would have to get out of there.
Absolutely. I wanted the cat that people were looking beyond, because I could see that potential in that cat. So she literally had a blanket over her door because she was so shy and so afraid. So it's like her. And so I think they named like Penelope or something like that. That didn't last very long. Got home, and in my little condo, it's 852 square feet. She went missing for 60 days.
Wow.
So I renamed her Amelia. But I had the cat litter box out, so she was using that. Only had 2 choices of food then, and I saw the food go away. But when I came through the door, she was gone. So I named her after Amelia Earhart.
Oh, okay. Medford girl.
Really?
Where was she?
Yeah. I grew up in Medford, so I know.
Yeah.
I know all that.
I didn't know that Amelia Earhart was from Medford.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like I thought, she might have gotten caught under the box spring, so I cut the fabric on the box spring and
Is that what she-
looked under and like.
Isn't it amazing what we do?
I know.
But we have a cat that he's an indoor-outdoor cat.
Yep.
He adopted us.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer that the cat that we had that passed sent him to us.
Yep.
Okay? And in the summertime, he likes to lay it on the porch or wherever. So we leave the door open 24, if he's outside so he can come in, even in the wintertime. So I believe that no matter how cold it is, we still have the door open if he's out. And I'm a firm believer that's why we don't have the flu and all that, because we keep that fresh air moving. And when he comes in, he yells at us if we don't get right up and feed him right away and stuff, And these cats are really picky at what they want to eat.
Jack, do you have a cat or a dog?
No,
No, what? That was pretty quick.
I have a cat.
I do not like cats.
Why?
Why? Because you never had a cat, probably.
No, I've just never been a fan. My grandparents, they had several cats when I was growing up, and they were just not nice cats. So that's why I don't like cats, because the only cats that I knew were jerks.
Yeah. Well, cats all have their own personality.
Just like
They
humans.
sure do, yep. And that's why I was so excited. I met this guy, I think his name was Chad. I met him at the park where you were coming to pick us up. And he had adopted this dog 2 weeks ago. That dog, he said, would lay in the corner because he almost got at the kill shelter there, and he brought it home. And the dog, and now he's being patient with the dog. That dog is responding to him, and and eventually, and it's so heartwarming to see people rescuing the animals. And I can't see my granddaughter, her boyfriend went out and bought a French poodle. They paid a lot of money for it.
They could have got a French poodle at a shelter.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And,
They really
they
could
got
have.
one outstanding ones, but they also have my granddaughter got a beagle, and beautiful. And had they not rescued that beagle, because when my granddaughter got it. My daughter-in-law and my son and daughter take care of it now because of the poodle. It was full of ticks, and they said they had the Lyme disease. Because if you're going to have an animal, take care of it. Yep. They'll be with you forever. I do see you getting a cat, by the way.
I hope not.
You're going to end up enjoying that cat.
I don't see it happening.
You can block me all you want, and it doesn't mean you're going to run out now and get it.
Yeah.
Okay? It's going to be with someone that you may meet that enjoys cats. And that cat is going to have you, love you like there is no tomorrow. And you're going, oh, no. But then you know what? You really have a tender heart.
Do I? Mm-hmm. That's a little bit of a shock, but okay.
You don't think you have a tender heart?
Not too much.
No, I do. Basically, it's all your hardness that you have on the outside, and so that people will never get to know you. Because you're very sensitive to other people. Does that make sense to you?
Somewhat.
I don't even need the card for this. So
I know, because Dave, you're up with the cards because he wants the checkered ones.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'll do two, and then we're gonna turn you over. I'll take it. But the one thing I know about you is that you are ambitious.
Yeah.
I don't see you with children for quite some time.
Okay.
Are you in a relationship right now?
I'm not, no.
You're not really ready.
Okay.
You're career-orientated right now.
Yes.
Who do you have to prove to that you can be successful? Do you have to prove it to your parents?
No.
To you?
Possibly, yeah.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Okay.
Success is whatever you want to make it. Money can be success. Don't get me wrong. I'm Jewish, so Scots and Jewish, so we count our money this way, But money is always good to have money. I had it all at one time, but I was never happy. Mm-hmm. And I am willing to bet people like Trump, people like Biden, all these people that make all these millions and millions and billions of dollars, are they truly happy? Because all their goal is how do we make even more money? Mm-hmm. But he's working hard to do what but he appreciates what he has. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you're going to be the same way, And I do see you investing a lot of money. But I'm not telling you you're not going to be in a relationship because I do see that, But as of right now, you're not allowing anybody to get in your way. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you graduate with honors from St. Anselm's?
Yes.
Okay. It was a lot of hard work, huh?
Yeah.
But it's worth it in the end.
Sure.
Do you realize that any state in this union that you go to, would you say you had that degree from St. Anselm's? How much of it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Boy, you really didn't think you were going to make it, did you?
What do you mean?
And when you were in college, you were worried about, am I going to go through? Am I going to get good marks? Am I going to get all this stuff?
Not really.
No?
No.
Okay. But were you on the high honors?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know, what was his name, the one that was here with you?
Brody Deshays.
I'm sorry?
Brody Deshays.
Yeah. He won his state. He won one. That's good for him.
Yes, he did.
Did you know him?
Yes, he's actually one of my best friends.
Really?
Yes.
He's a pretty cool. I should have known that. You should have brought him along with you. But he's a pretty cool.
Oh, no,
dude.
he would have dominated the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, too. But
we're talking about that budget.
That success is all up to you.
Yep.
Okay? I'm not going to tell you you're going to be an overnight success. When people say that, you know what? Then you know you're in for a big fall. Mm-hmm. And, I've been really blessed at what I do. Mm-hmm. I have people that come in from Mexico. I've got people that are from Argentina. But I've worked very hard to be where we are. Like you've worked hard to have where you are. It didn't come in overnight. No one gave you it on a gold platter.
I've worked 56 years to be an overnight success.
You're not 56, are you really?
I am.
Wow. What's your trade secret?
Botox.
There you go. But success.
I haven't felt my face in 1978.
There you go. Success is only as you earn it. Mm-hmm. Because if you get all the success overnight, what did you get to work for?
Exactly.
We'll turn it over to you. Want to do it?
All right, we'll turn it over to me. But just a quick story about cats. Goes back 30 years. I had some rental property. So to rent it out, and I had a cat. His name was Everest. Anyway, this lady told me, from before I would rent, she says, when these people come over, she says, if your cat doesn't come around, don't rent to them. Right? She says, because cats know, and it's the funniest thing. So I'd invite them over to my place first before showing. And then if the cat didn't come around, I'd go through the motions, but I just, knew there's no way of these people getting it.
Wow.
And it's the funniest thing. People would come, sometimes the cat would come to the door for certain people. I'd rent them, I'd rent to them. I never had one problem.
Wow.
So.
Get the cat, Jack.
I'm not getting a cat.
I think you should get a cat named Jill, so it could be like Jack and Jill.
I hate that idea.
But I'm telling you don't like cats because you never had one.
Well, like I said, I do. My grandparents have cats, and my dad has an awful cat allergy. So if I got a cat, he'd never be able to come over to where I live. So
yeah, but they have the cat food now that reduces all that stuff.
I don't know if it works for him.
No, it works on the cat. He's really allergic to the dander, as long as he doesn't touch the cat. But I mean, when I was a kid, I remember on my father's side, my grandmother had a cat. It was a tiger cat. I'd go over there every Saturday, and it would always, whenever I would be there, if it was inside, it would be under the dining room table. So being a kid, you want to interact with the cat. I'd go under the table. I don't think there was a Saturday that went by that this cat didn't scratch me. Right? Well, I kept going there.
That's funny. Yes, I have 2 cats who have kind of adopted me. I'm like the food pantry of my neighborhood. So I have 2 cats, a hedgehog, a groundhog, geese. Who else?
Wow.
A possum. So I've named them all.
You've named
Nice.
them all.
I get bored sometimes. It's Peter Possum,
Peter Possum.
and there's Blackie, and there's Mittens, and Harry Hedgehog. And then the geese. There's too many geese to name. I had 5 minutes of free time, so I had to fill it up.
There you go. Nothing wrong with it.
menagerie.
At least you did it in a nice, positive, enlightening way. All right. Same thing. We'll say 3 to 5 cards.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Welcome to North Community Corner. Hello.
Hi, Norm. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Mr. G, please.
Okay. Mr. G. Who's Mr. G?
Is one of your guests?
Oh, okay. Either one. It's Matt Mayberry and
Jack Landry.
Jack Landry. Go ahead. Talk to him.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Mr. G. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good. I just want to, first of all, you were running. I did vote for you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Thank you.
Okay. You have any questions for him?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to wish him and him and everybody else happy Pride.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's very nice of you.
Tis June.
In fact, I spoke to you last year around about this time. I don't know if you remember, but I remember you gave me your cell phone number, which I have it on my phone. And I remember when I talked to you last year, I wish you a happy Pride, but I did vote for you. And I'm really, really sorry that you lost.
Thank you. But God creates opportunities
happy
for us.
Pride, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
And I think it's one where, and that's why we do this when,
Which
There you go.
one?
Yep.
and thank you. He's very kind to take the opportunity to call and to chat. And I do remember a lot of the conversations because I think it's important for those of us who are on the other side of 50 to pave the way and create opportunities for those coming behind us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big believer in developing a bench. That I think when Norm, when you and I had like dark hair, there were no Pride celebrations, or if it was done. What was the bar over there, like about 4 blocks over?
Front runner.
I used to go to the front runner.
Over
Oh
there.
yes, yeah, it was Front Runner.
Yeah.
I actually
Everybody knew that one.
introduced a straight male friend to his wife at the front runner. And that's a good story in and of itself. But now you have pride celebrations all the way across, because for our difficulties, it made it easier for someone else.
Right.
When I look at, in politics or in public service, my job is to make it easier for someone like Jack to come through and excel and learn from my mistakes. And we have to develop a bench. It's paramount that we do and pass that on, because he's going to pass this on to his son, his daughter. He's going to be in my spot one day, and it'll be incumbent upon him to pass on his knowledge. That's my soapbox for the last 5 minutes.
I think in the gay community, it's come a long, long way.
I think all
we still have a long way to go.
But I think all communities.
Yeah.
It's the best part was Roger Goodell, for as much as we hate him about the Patriots, that we want a point in time in which these announcements don't make news. So I think Jack is up with Dave on the cards.
Yeah.
All right. 3 to 5 cards, same thing.
Just tell you when to stop.
Tell me when to
All
stop.
right, stop there.
Which hand, right or left?
That one.
Okay.
I don't know my right and left, so I'll
All right, you
point.
could just say that one.
Yeah.
And I'll get it.
And go with the other hand where that one's on. That one.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make it easy.
That's a lot easier. Right there.
Whoop. Okay, you can stop here or go for 2 more.
I'll do the 2 more.
All right.
Stop on that one. And, you're going faster now.
I am.
That one there.
All right. Let's see. All right, so we start with the King of Wands. All right. I read them psychically. Tarot card read, oh, this means this, this, and this. So, as you can see, it's this big, right? It's the King of Wands, all right? Wands are action, where you want to take yourself, where you want to go, a direction. So the King of Wands, as you can see, and I'm sure you can relate to it. It's if you look at the card, they're sitting there, they have a nice solid foundation to them. He's not making rash decisions. All right, this is someone who thinks everything out. You could see the sort of lizards in the circle there, the chameleons, whatever you want to call it. So you're someone, you evaluate the situation, you take your time, you sort of know all the different angles and perspectives of it, and you can sort of, open your mind and change with the situation and not be afraid to, adapt yourself. Oh, yeah, all right, maybe perhaps that is a good idea. And you sort of like flow from one, project right into the next, shall we say. All right, and we keep going on. Now you have the 9 of Pentacles. Pentacles, to me, it's work. It could be monetary, material, all right? Anyway, and again, you could see there's a woman there. She's surrounded, right, by the vines, grapevines there. So, the work's paying off. She's going to be able to harvest the fruit from her endeavors. And also, as you'll see, perched on one of her fingers is a bird. To me, a bird is, your gut, your soul, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of information there. The bird's right there. Your soul is right there, giving you messages. Again, look at it. As you could see, she's doing all the work that she's doing. She's looking for inner messages. They never steer you wrong. So keep that in mind. And as you keep moving along from that, we have the Two of Rods, all right? Again, so here you are after we're continuing the journey here. Again, here you are up again. Now you even have a better view. You've got a much wider view, a better understanding of what's out there, what can be accomplished. You have the two rods. You could go this way, you can go that way, realizing your options. In the meantime, realizing your options, as you can see, also, he's got the world is in his hands. So take your time again, follow these steps, and keep right there on solid ground. And it's very solid. As you see, you're sort of so, shall we say, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? You're so sort of, focused on where you're going. If you can see one of the rods, it's just standing by itself. So that's your conviction is so strong that we go. And now we go still with the Four of Rods. So this is lots of action, personal development.
He's got that Teddy Roosevelt thing going, like that. Speak softly and carry like 4 rods around.
But, and as you can see, as you keep focused, all right, you see I'll call it the victory arch here, that, right, it's not in the distant future, it's closer, and you can see you're so focused. Like I said, I could feel your enthusiasm. You'll be celebrating before you know it, and it's not that you're going to be at your end goal, but you're going to, it's sort of really going to make you feel really good about yourself, make you feel more positive, because, it's sort of going to tell you, you're going to realize that the wheels are in motion for you. And here we are. So, and then we end with the King of Cups. So the cups is emotions. It does not necessarily love. Right away when you say emotions, everybody, oh, am I going to fall in love? Right? Don't they? Am I going to fall in love? Am I going to find the one? No. So emotions. So this is, can feel it, that this is all, sort of the vision that you have, the map of the not too distant future for yourself, over the, we'll say, several years. It seems to all be advancing yourself career-wise, that type of thing. What's open to you, how you can improve the situation, other options that might come up along the way. And so emotionally, like that, it's going to be very satisfying. And again, why? Because as you can see, it's the King of Cups, right? And again, he's sitting there. He's not jumping to conclusions. He's got a nice solid foundation. He's calm. There's a lot of warmth with him. And although it's to me, so this here, it's the water down here, it's to me, emotionally a little bit upsetting, but really nothing, it's sort of at your feet. You can just, it'll be so minor, you could just sort of kick it aside and keep going on your endeavors.
That was very good. Take it from a pro, honey.
Right.
I've been a pro for a lot of years.
So,
but that was.
But it's one where as we come into towards the end of this, that thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for allowing us to come in. And,
my pleasure. You do want to come back on again, I hope.
Well,
Want to tell people who you are?
You know who I am. But July 13th, that virtual job fair, for those who are looking for a career change, for looking for a career path, for looking to develop a new solid foundation, as I saw in the cards, this is that opportunity.
He's got a lot of good
Because it's one where, folks who are listening and watching us and that we come across, you're only limited by the confines of your own imagination.
Exactly
That
true.
if you want that career change, go get it. If you want that life change, go make it.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it for you. We can open doors, provide opportunities. Jack has done that very well with, it's a brand new computer program that the state's using with us. And there are actually floors. You can go into a little virtual elevator, you can go down the floor.
Oh, wow.
And there are different vendors there. And it's one-on-one. So, take those chances, walk through those open doors. But also, if you're an employer looking, come. I spoke to an employer yesterday who was considering whether they want to do this or not. I'm like, but you don't know who you're going to find. You don't know who you're there until you're there. It could be the
Exactly.
best 2 hours of your life. It's 3:30 to 5:30. Go to New Hampshire Home Builders Association Facebook, our webpage. They're easy. Find me. Matt Mayberry is pretty easy to remember. It's on there. We're gonna make this easy for you. Jack has got this down. He'll walk you through it. Even if you're a tech moron,
No.
which would be me.
And me. That's
So
me.
there's great 3 out
I
of
don't have
4.
a clue.
We're doomed. Thank God Jack's here. I'm still trying to get the AOL disk into my computer. I want my America Online so I can play Tetris. But take those chances. Even if you don't think you want another job, come in and talk to us. These are jobs in the construction trades. These are good, clean jobs that you can raise a family on.
Do you miss having that one-on-one? Instead of it's all viral, so they you talk to each other on the Zoom or whatever. Mm-hmm. But do you miss the in person?
Those are the first dates. This is just a virtual. We all sit at home swiping left and right all day long, passing judgment upon others. That's just the first connection. If I'm interviewing Dave and Dave says, I think you're great. Let's set up a time to go meet or come into the office and take a look around. That's all. Because also people are shy and they like being at home. Mm-hmm. There's safety in that. It saves them time.
I'm the same way. I love being home. I like doing, when I do readings, I love doing on the phone. I like having them come into the office. And by the way, as soon as I get my big event planned, I'll send you the info. Good. So that you can set up a booth there as well.
Thank you.
Okay. I only charge $2,000 a booth.
But spend another 2 hours with you, that's priceless. Even at twice the price.
But I want to thank, I think you guys are amazing. You have got many avenues, I'm going to do it quick with you, of success coming to you. Don't take them for granted.
I will not.
Okay. And every success, you always remember this though, every success that you accomplish, you earned it.
Yeah.
There's going to be some disappointments. I'm not going to tell you that you're not. You want to have children?
Not sure.
Because I'm seeing 2.
Uh-oh.
Well, there again, it can change, right? Everything, I really like it when people say, because I've been married several times, but that's all right. And they'll say, but you're gay, how can you have children? Well, how does a man and a woman have a child? I love it when they bring up that garbage of that, and they'll say, I'm happy. My son and I have a great relationship. We celebrated Father's Day because I have a beautiful granddaughter. And if daughters are like my daughter-in-law, I had the wonderful daughter-in-law and the most. It's all, and this is what I don't like. I don't like all this certain month, we're going to celebrate this certain day, we're going to celebrate this day for the whole month and all that. Because to me, unfortunately, people could, instead of respecting the month or respecting, then they lose interest or it causes a lot of hostility.
And we go through, a lot of people go through life You spend a lot of time being miserable just trying to be happy.
I was.
Yeah.
I learned how to accept who I was when I got sober. I never realized how, I'm this, I'm that, and I never realized how unhappy I was. You know, I made pretty decent money being a nurse and all that and a part of that. But then when I got sober, I said, hey, this is who I am. And I love who I am. Don't you love who you are?
It was that mirror talking back to you.
Yep. Sometimes I get mad at that mirror. In fact, a real good dear friend of mine who designed my website, she says to me, because I was going on about this being a bad reader, that would be. She said, do you ever look in the mirror? I go, why? She said, the way you talk to me about these other people, what do you say about me? I'm going, nothing. And you know what? That was the biggest wake-up call. Wow, what do I say? Because the way I look at it, every reader is supposed to be on the path they're supposed to be, or whether they're top notch like Sylvia Brown, who I think was a jerk, but that's okay, or like John Edwards, or any other. We're all where we're supposed to be. It's all how we maintain it. I'm not any better than anybody else, but I'm not any worse than anybody else. That's like with you. We've worked very hard, like with you and the job that you have now. That job was given to you by Spirit. Mm-hmm. Because it knows that, and same with you, it knows how much work that you're going to be putting into it. By the way, you're going back to college.
Oh, I hope not.
You don't even you have a BA now, right?
Yes.
Okay, I see you're getting a master's.
That's a terrifying thought.
Why?
2 more years of school?
Yeah. You'll do it online.
That sounds even worse, honestly.
I definitely... When it happens, let me know, man, all right? It doesn't mean you're going back tomorrow. Maybe 5. See, people think, but you said this. I don't put time limit on it.
It's not all instantaneous.
No. People think that, am I going to fall in love? You get that often? And they think they're going to fall in love tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You said I was going to fall in love tomorrow. Or like that, or... Does my boyfriend love you, or does my girlfriend love you? You get that too, right?
Is he cheating? Is he cheating? No, it's like, oh my.
Most of them that ask us for readings.
I do them online too. Yeah. I'm on a website out of the UK.
You want to tell everybody your website?
Oh, my website is lowellmediumshop.com, or it's also on Facebook, Lowell Medium Shop. On the Facebook page, tells you where to contact me direct. Set something up.
Yeah, mine is spiritualvisionary.net, and my email is psychicvisionbynorm@comcast.net, and I am on Facebook. Even if I am not well liked by a lot of the party, they tell me because I slam the different politicians. Yep. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care. I enjoy doing it. Yeah. If you're honest, I'm going to compliment the hell out of you. Okay, but if you're not, I'm not going. How can you call yourself a spiritual when you're like the Democrat Party is very famous for slamming me and tell me I'm not, that I'm bigoted or I'm all that other stuff and I'm racist and all that. I don't even know what it is to be racist, nor do I want to know. That guy that was there, he was from another country. Most of my people are from other countries. So for me to be called a racist is very wrong. Did I grow up with my real dad being a racist? Yeah. But I learned, you know what? That's not who I am, nor do I ever want to be. You're not. Mm-hmm. You're not. No. And I don't think we ever want to be, do we? I love who I am. And I think that a lot of the stuff that they have today, the government is creating a lot of stuff to make people racist. But that's my own opinion. But I do see, like I said, I do 500 and 550 in a year. Good. You can call me and tell me I'm a lot. Next time you come on, okay? And I do see you progressing with that too. This is just a stepping stone, Jack, right? Oh, I got it right. Wow.
In the last 3 minutes, you finally got his name right.
You're right.
Jack, you're so memorable. That's why.
Yeah, but this is only a stepping stone for success. Okay. Your parents are proud of you, right?
I hope so.
No, we're not going to hope. I don't believe in the word hope. We know so. Okay. You don't. You were Mr. Goody Two Shoes in high school and college, weren't you? You never really did anything really daring or bad.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily entirely true.
Really?
Yeah, he's been in the back of a cruiser before.
It's never been that bad.
Oh, I can't count how many times I've been in behind it, but never went to jail only once for being drunk.
Well, as Lyndon Johnson said, often indicted, never convicted.
Yeah, that's me. But I want you to know that I do see a great success. I'm not going to tell you your success is going to be overnight. That's garbage.
Yeah.
Because as Matt knows, there's many, many avenues and hard work. You can say back, oh, I've got success. No, you haven't. Not until you find success within yourself. And by the way, you will be a multimillionaire. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. You'll be able to support Matt and I, see.
I said I should not
Now,
make
what
him
about
cranky.
me? Why do I get left out?
You and you too.
Because
all right.
Dave, he'll remember you tried to get him a cat.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's why.
That's right.
Hey, have you ever been to the Golden Corral, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Golden Corral in Manchester?
No, after losing 140 pounds, I don't sidle up to a buffet.
That's, I don't blame you. That's
But the Manchester Corral is excellent.
Have they gone back to the full, like...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
You wear a plastic closet, you serve yourself.
wow.
And there's a waitress there, Diamond, who does an excellent job. And they make you feel appreciated. Even if some does yell because he had to get his discount.
He should have known.
So, Dave, what's the story behind that? Because clearly there's a story in there.
There is.
There is. We went there, I don't know, a month ago. So he goes up there and he gets the senior discount, which is, I don't know, $4 or $5 less for the meal. So I'm right behind him and I go up there and I didn't get the senior discount. So I said to the guy, hey, mine's $5 more. I says, how come I didn't get the senior discount? Well, you didn't ask for it. Excuse me.
That's because I was here before.
But Dave, how old are you? You don't look that old.
I'm old.
See, the vanity kicks in on that
No,
one.
no,
But
I'm 68.
are you really?
Yeah, I am.
Good for you.
Thank you.
But what happened, though, is, like, Norm brought out those Ziploc bags, though. That was the hard part. Like, takes the shrimp and, like...
Oh, yeah, I made sure that nobody's looking, though. Speaking of that, I went out to a buffet, a breakfast buffet, and we had this lady we brought with us, and I said, wow, she's really loading her plane up good, and all these things. Well, you just reminded me when you said that. I mean, she opened up her bag, and I'm looking at it. She's putting in all these cinnamon rolls and all these different muffins. And over here, she's putting in ham, and I'm going, whoa. I felt so bad. I actually went to the guy and said, I'll pay for this. Because I don't want, have it look bad on me. So I paid for it. But, and then she went to my son's wedding, and everybody had a lollipop. She ended up taking him home and sold it at her yard sale.
So I guess the moral of the story is July 13th, come to our virtual job fair.
Right.
And then at 5:35...
Now, how did they do that?
Just go to the website, New Hampshire Home Builders,
Okay.
And then at 5:35, when you hang up with us, go to Golden Corral and bring the plastic baggies.
There you go. Yeah,
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for laying us on here today.
Hey, by the way, thank you both for coming on. I look forward to seeing you both back on. I want to know how I'm going to try to see if we can find a way to get you guys before July 13th. If not, we'll get you on after. Because I know there's going to be many, many events you guys are going to be planning on. So thank you both for coming on. It wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it was not bad at all.
All right.
Till he gets a
But
cat named
remember,
Jill.
that success is all up to you.
Yes.
Work hard, don't look backward. Believe in yourself and say, I can effing do it all.
I'm going to try.
And the same with you.
No, don't try. Do it.
Yeah. We'll see you all next week, folks. Have a great week. And visit what's it called?
New Hampshire Home Builders.
New Hampshire Bowl Bill. Say hi
Virtual.
to Matt. Yeah. And tell them that you watched it on our show. And who knows, maybe they'll get you a good building. I'm not saying a discount.
If they call me up and say I saw it, on Norm's show, I'll give them a $5 gift certificate to Golden Corral.
All right. Hey, we can do that. No. But anyway, everybody, have a good week and we'll see you later.